Hey and welcome to part 3 of my ultimate guide to upgrading your character within Neverwinter. So right now we're on a total cost of 2.7 million Astral Diamonds spent with an item level of just over 40,000. And we can see those on the bottom left along with as I shall progress through with my character. And we can see just over 40,000 item level. And that gives us access to all of our random queues, allowing us to much more easily gain rough Astral Diamonds along with accessing that content, which some of them can give all right rewards. Now again, in a later video I will give a tip on how to easily complete said trial queue along with advanced dungeon queue if I can actually find a trick for that. I have done so with the trial queue. I shall also go over further videos on how to obtain your rough Astral Diamonds even outside of these queues, so you won't be stuck on getting your daily cap of 100,000 per day. So with 2.7 million Astral Diamonds spent already on this build with regards to enchantments, companions and mounts, we can see that's a total of 27 days grinding this 100,000 Astral Diamond cap. Now let's take it a step further. Let's go on to step 18, where you just want to simply grind these random queues, and you can see they will give you Seals of the North. The advanced dungeon as well, giving you 80. And so when you're in Protector's Enclave and you go to the Seven Suns Coster Market just down here, you shall see the seals vendor to your left. This will be the adventuring seals. These will be the Seals of the North and Seals of the Wild. Now here you can purchase with Seals of the North this Grand Alliance weapons along with Ancient Scalebreaker's armors and also your war-worn shirt and pants. Now once you go and make that big upgrade, you gain just over 2,000 item level. And so step 19 from here is to go to your mount stable and to upgrade one of your epic mounts. At this point you should just have 3 of them. So we go and click upgrade, and you can see you're going to need 150 of these mount upgrade tokens to get it to legendary. Now, where do you usually get those? Well, if we look in the auction house, we type in upgrade and we select the mount section here, you will find these packs and you can get them for about up to 40,000 there, Astral Diamonds. Now this market again will fluctuate depending on how many people are buying these out. Another big source for these upgrade tokens is the Termlin trade bar store, and you can see the mount upgrade tokens is 3 trade bars per token, and you'll get these trade bars from opening lockboxes, which you will ideally do through your once per day VIP key, and then opening those lockboxes on average will give you about 40 Termlin trade bars. But again, you would have to pay money into the game to get your VIP, to get your Zen to actually buy that. Of course there is a Zen exchange, but that's like over 9 months by now, so for new players that's not realistic. So we go and spend our upgrade tokens. You need 150 to get to legendary, and then you need 200 to get to mythic. Yes, this is indeed the step to get 1 mount to mythic. Now with 1 mount to mythic, I would recommend choosing the right mount based on what bonuses it gives you. Since now you want to check out in your combat power, we can see we do have our rejuvenating favor, or we have our explosive equalizer that now have that 1,852 item level they give us, along with our bonus here of all aflutter, which gives us also 1,800. So now you can see mounts gives us a total of 3,704 item level, and by upgrading 1 mount to mythic, it only costs you about 1.4 million Astral Diamonds, and on top of that you gain about 2,000 more item level. As we can see, we are now at 44,500 item level. Now keep in mind, it can be cheaper to just straight up buy a legendary mount rather than upgrading an epic mount. As you can see, the Dragonbone Golem is worth only 300,000. And as long as the mount, the legendary mount, is less than 600,000 Astral Diamonds, that's the base price of 150 upgrade tokens. And so getting a legendary mount that's less than 600,000 Astral Diamonds is a bargain instead of getting the upgrade tokens, and then you can get the upgrade tokens to upgrade it to mythic. You could of course get a mythic mount as well. You're going to need a total of 350 upgrade tokens. So the equivalent of that is only 1.4 million if you were to buy the tokens and upgrade from Epic. But if you were to just buy 200 tokens at this price, that's only costing you 800,000 Astral Diamonds. So it's more worth it to buy a legendary one and upgrade than to buy a mythic one. Unless, of course, the price of mythic mounts goes down to 1.4 million at these current prices. Now your next step from here is to go and unlock your campaign Sharandar. Here you will have to go and access the area to be able to farm out new companion equipment. Now in order to unlock this campaign, you're going to have to travel just here in Protector's Enclave to this area. Again, you will need over 40,000 item level, and then she will give you this quest, Return to Sharandar. You will get a quest line which will head you over to Sharandar. You will have to finish an intro quest, and then you'll have access to this hub area. Now, depending on how far you have progressed through this campaign, depending on these parts, you will unlock bounties at this bounty board. You'll see that just here. Now, there'll be videos on my channel describing how these work and how you can get rewards. But basically, once you complete it, you'll complete the quest and you have a chance to obtain this companion gear. We obtained one of the gear pieces there. Not really a great gear piece, but it does have a decent chunk of item level. When we check the collections, you can see the companion gear we're after is this purple stuff, which gives us that 1,300 item level up to 1,350 item level. You will also get the companion gear from these diamonds, these shattered diamonds. Once you obtain 100 of them, you can open them, but the drop rate is terrible. You're trying to push for the next step in item level, which will get you to the 45,000 mark. Now, if this grind for this Sharandar companion gear is too much for you, I would jump to the next paying step and actually just purchase a few of these Mount Insignias. Once you go and slot those in, each of them will give you on purple 100 item level, and they don't cost too much. We can check the auction house in the mount section, Insignias, put the quality on epic, remove our text here, and you can see Insignias will generally cost you about 65,000 astral diamonds there on purple. Now I would recommend getting them on purple to begin with. And so once you get your item level sorted out so that you're just over 45,000 item level, you can then head to the campaigns tab here again, and you can actually access the new zone, Dragonbone Vale. Now once you go and do this campaign, you can start progressing through the storyline and actually make progress on the new adventure Scale Blight Summit. You can see we can have the option to begin story. Once you go and complete these quests, you will get this new companion equipment choice pack, which will give you the ability to replace one of your companion equipments with much higher item level of 1,400. And if you have multiple characters, you can get this gear for all of your slots just here. However, you can also farm the Sharandar gear with 1,350, which is very close. And now we're trying to push for the 50,000 item level mark, and the main reason is we want to be getting access to the advanced dungeon, the Vault of Stars. Now we can already access it at 45,000 item level, but you don't really want to have that going in there. If you have a good team, you can generally manage even if you're getting carried a bit. But at 50,000 item level, you can also access this Reaper's Challenge every day, which will give you the ability to gain this Reaper's Mark for some decent rewards. Now, fortunately, today you can actually complete it on 40,000 item level. Now, you will need a very good optimized character to complete Reaper's Challenge, unless you play really well as a team and you take things slow. And sometimes you won't be able to complete one just through the pure damage checks if your character is not fully optimized. So right now we're looking at so, and my next step that I would recommend is actually going and completing the campaign Dragonbone Vale to obtain this Shattered Mythilar set. You'll get that for free, and you can see in the pack you'll gain a neck and waist piece, the necklace and belt, with 1,500 item level, along with an actual artifact which will have 200 item level. So again, getting this Shattered Mythilar set will give you another boost of 1,000 item level. So that's pretty neat compared to what you had before. Step 23, I then recommend purchasing the rest of your Insignias. Replace this blue one with a purple one, and just have them all equipped there. Try get some alright decent bonuses here like we have. We have 2 Gladiator's Guile, we have a Warlord Inspiration to give our active companion some damage, we have a Champion's Return just to give us some hit points whenever we are reduced below our maximum hit points, and we also have Magistrate's Patience, where basically whenever you receive a critical strike, you'll gain critical avoidance and your teammates will gain some defense, a bit more survivability. There are definitely lots of other insignia bonuses there, but they will depend on the mounts that you actually have. You might very well have a grey mount here instead of this green one. So obtaining all of those epic insignias, you gain just over a 1100 item level boost at a cost of about 780,000 astral diamonds. Again, just looking at the prices of these insignias on the auction house, and they will go down with actually the trade par discount that's upcoming. So now looking at our item level, we're at nearly 47,000 item level. Next step, you want to go again to your mounts, and you actually want to purchase 2 more epic colors. Now you will notice that it doesn't actually work here, and the reason behind this is these mounts need to be epic in order to have an epic color slotted adjacent to them. Again, epic colors on the auction house are not worth a whole lot. As you can see, you can get them for fairly cheap. I'll expect the price to get up to like 300,000 pretty soon, so that's what I've rated them at on my document. Now you'll also want to purchase some more epic mounts, 2 more, to actually have them active when you have them slotted here. So if we look on the auction house for some nice cheap epic mounts, well, we already have the Griffin, as I suggested in the previous part. We already have the Ornate Apparatus of Gaunt. Again, I suggested that as well. You could pick up this giant Strider along with, let's say, this giant crab. And there are some other options here. They get pretty abundant once you go there in that like 120,000. So you're spending a total of about 800,000 astral diamonds to get these 2 more collars along with 2 more epic mounts. Again, keep in mind you cannot have 2 collars of the same type. We have a sturdy here, and if we slotted another sturdy here, you can see they just get X'd out. Only 1 of each type. Again, keep that in mind. So let's say we'll, for this example, just upgrade this one to epic. You can see it activates the collar then, and you'd have a 3rd epic one just down here. So you should have a total of 4 epic mounts along with 1 mythic mount. So there we have a bunch of our collars all on epic, and in my opinion there's no need to upgrade them even to legendary. You can take your time. It's something you do on endgame. You don't really have to do even to get them to mythic. So I'm actually not going to suggest upgrading them further than epic in this entire guide. So now our character's looking at about 48,000 item level, so we want to still get an extra push to get to 50,000 item level, because most of the time the Reaper's Challenge is on 50,000 item level. So now what we want to do in step 25 is actually to upgrade one of our companions to mythic. So we should currently have just 5 epic companions out of the ones I suggested. So here you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to just invest and upgrade one of the companions you currently have? Ideally you would have one of the companions that would fit in a decent build. Like for a tank, you would want to have defensive stats. Any of them that has defensive stats is usually good to upgrade. For a DPS, you ideally want something that has offensive stats. Again, early on in the game, anything that gives you extra offensive stats as a DPS is good. As a healer, you'll want to focus on outgoing healing power, critical strike, and critical severity. So just get one of the ones that's going to fit you and have them upgraded. We're just going to do Cadibri for this example. Now you can spend 1 million astral diamonds, or you can just spend 120 upgrade tokens to get them to legendary. And then to get to mythic, it costs a lot more with 150 tokens or 1.5 million astral diamonds. Now it will depend on this cost and the cost of those upgrade tokens. But you can see of 1 million to get to legendary and 1.5 million to get to mythic, the maximum is about 2.5 million that you want to spend. Again, having a look in the auction house, you can go and click upgrade here, and you can find these upgrade token packs. Keep in mind, you do not want to be spending more than 93,000 astral diamonds for one of these packs, otherwise you're just getting ripped off. So with this mythic companion upgraded, we can see it gives us a pretty decent chunk of item level contribution here. Make sure you also have the mythic companions equip bonus here, like Cadbury gives us then 750 item level. Along with this companion enhancement, any of them will be based off just your summoned companion, so also that will give you 750 item level. So now checking our character sheet, we should be just over 50,000 total item level through going over those steps. And now you'll be able to access your Reaper's Challenge, because that's generally at 50,000 item level requirement. Today it's special, you can access at 40,000. Again, you're going to struggle pretty heavily in there if you have the bare minimum, like just 50,000, but at least you have access to that. And if you have a bunch of friends who can help you, or a guild who can help you, then that's even better, and you can start farming your Reaper marks. And Reaper marks can be used to obtain some very good stuff, as we can see from this vendor just down here. And he'll give you like legendary mount choice packs, legendary companion choice pack, even some collars. However, you probably already have your collars, because that's what I suggest to get them beforehand. You can get these shards for upgrading collars. You can get upgrade tokens for getting mounts and companions upgraded. Trade bars if you really need them. Very good currency, but it costs a lot to grind, and you're going to need a pretty good group to do so, or at least a very nice guild who's going to carry you through it. Because when you're just going by on the bare minimum, I'm a tank right now. Sure, I don't have the most defensive stats, but I should be able to get through most of the content on just 50,000 item level, even without best optimized gear. Again, you'll struggle a lot more, and I would advise upgrading your character further. So I'll go into the next part in another video, unfortunately. I'm sorry to break this down into 4 parts, but otherwise this video would be like an hour long, having to go and explain each of the steps very basically to you guys, to make sure that if you're a new player to this game, you aren't going to get confused with my said steps. And our character looks like such, pretty cool with all of that Seals of the North gear. You can also buy all of the Seals of the North gear from the auction house. However, I would recommend grinding it out slowly as you get your rough astral diamonds from your trial and advanced dungeon queue. So at this point, you can see on the bottom left there, we've spent just over 8 million astral diamonds. So again, that's about 80 days of playing the game without any luck, without getting anything you could sell, without getting anything which you could upgrade your character then further, without having to, let's say, spend any of these astral diamonds. And this puts us on just over 50,000 item level. Not too bad, and in my opinion, that's pretty reasonable. It is fairly long to get to 50,000 item level, but at 50,000 item level, you're not stuck in getting into any of the content at all. You can access everything so long as you have it unlocked through doing the campaigns, through doing your adventures, and thus you should be able to queue up to any of this. Then it just comes down to the matter of optimizing your character's stats, which I'd recommend by choosing the right companions to upgrade, choosing the right mounts, and choosing the right gear to use. If you haven't hit 50,000 item level and you're using optimized gear, then you might want to just carry a quick set like I have here to be able to access that higher level content. And then once you're in the content, you can switch to the more optimized gear. Overall, hopefully this was somewhat insightful and helped you guys. Just my next part on this ultimate guide to get your character upgraded to max. The next part, part 4, will cover basically getting up to 80,000 item level, how much it's going to cost you, and yeah, let me warn you, it's a lot. So with that said, hopefully I presented this well, and if I did, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.